Hello, everybody. We are live with episode 16 of the Corner Store fucking podcast. Hold on. You see, I don't understand why I do this shit. Knowing damn well I got drops. There's no need for me to say this shit. I should just do the drops first and then say what's up. So I'm just gonna shut the fuck up. My controller. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and do the drops.
Welcome to the Corner Store podcast. What's poppin'?
Our clout is not for sale!
Get him out of here!
Oh!
You good, bro?
The combination of the drops are just so fucking powerful. I don't know what to say. Today, we have four. Our third is gonna be a little late today. He's got his own thing going on, but he should be here momentarily. But we do have the ever scrumptious Captain Romeo and Lomoger, aka H, aka Bobby. Alas, how's everybody doing this fine afternoon?
Shoot, trying to survive. Can't complain, honestly. Enjoying this nice summer weather.
Yeah, head ass. Yeah. But you're right though. Yeah, we just out here, just chilling. Me and him just got off work, so you know how that always is. But we're gonna go ahead and get into these questions. We've been gone for 2 weeks. People have been doing their own thing. People have been busy. Hate to take some weeks off, but sometimes you just can't help it. People always got their own thing going on. But without further ado, we're gonna get up in this bitch. Before we started doing the podcast, they were talking about the vaccines before they got that nigga Trump on out of here. We're finally getting vaccines. There's different reports on different experiences with the vaccines. How do y'all feel about them? Would y'all, one of y'all, I think, Ryan, aren't you obligated to get one?
I'm not obligated to get one, but I plan on it.
So there's a lot of shit going on. How do you guys feel about the vaccines? Do you think they're safe? There's two different versions of them, the Janssen, and then there's the I can't pronounce his fucking name. Rasputin. What the fuck is the dude's? Fauci? Yeah, the fucking the Fauci vaccine. I don't know how to pronounce his fucking name. There's two of them. But how you guys feel about them? The reports and everything that's been going on around that shit.
So far, everything seems good with the Johnson & Johnson one. Most people aren't getting sick from it afterwards. The other one that people are getting, there's actually three, I think. But the other bigger one that people are getting, they're getting pretty sick from it. And
the Fauci one.
Yeah, whatever the actual name of that one is.
They just call it the Fauci vaccine, named after the fucking dude.
I like the way that sounds.
The Fauci. I don't know what the nigga's name is, bro.
The little Keebler elf.
This little Keebler elf. I ain't gonna lie, that nigga's one of the most flippy floppy niggas I've ever seen. First they out here saying all this shit, all this shit that's like against Trump. Then he was pro Trump. Now it's just like everything else. It's just like niggas just. I don't know. I don't trust the dude at all. At all.
It's two-sided, pretty much.
For real, it's just like you gotta take a stand and stick with that shit. Damn. But
me personally, I really don't want to get it. I mean, honestly, most places usually do offer, like, not offer, but say, give you the option on whether or not if you want to take it. Me personally, I don't want to take it because, like, one, y'all were talking about multiple types of vaccines. I really didn't know there was all that many different vaccines.
Yeah, I think there's only two of them.
They could have gave me some dirty sink water and I wouldn't even know.
Head ass gonna shoot it right into your fucking bloodstream, boy. Get some of this up in you.
I feel it working already.
Hell no.
Or it's like how some people think that there's going to be a microchip in it.
Yeah.
What?
You hadn't
Most
seen
people
that?
think it's just a microchip for the government to control you or some wild theory like that.
Niggas are dying, bro. Ain't no time for the goofy shit, bro. Niggas are dying.
The one thing I will say is, honestly, I think we need people like this. It just brings a smile to my face.
Oh my
It just
god.
it's funny. Like I'm just like, yeah, that's funny.
This is just like
But me personally, I don't want to take it because usually whenever they make a vaccine, they usually take a low dose of the virus and introduce the
yeah.
body to it. Usually, whenever they do that, at least they used to, but I don't know if they still do it.
That's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
All of them are just
I
like
didn't know if they like. I don't know. It's been years. We figured we were going to try to find some type more efficient type of way to do things, but even then, like from what we know about the virus itself, from what I've heard, pretty much the virus constantly changes. So how
yeah.
do you make a vaccine for a virus that constantly
HIV.
changes?
You keep changing the vaccine. That's gonna take longer, of course.
Even then, it'll pretty much be a different strain each time. So
Yeah, but it's
you'll
just
have to keep getting them. And so far, I knew a guy who actually got like 2 or 3 so far.
mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how much that man got. I don't be paying attention to his life story.
I know one of our old coworkers got 2, and he said the first one was okay, but then the second one had his ass fucked up a little bit.
No, for one of my former coworkers, he the first one was the one that put him on his knees pretty much.
Damn.
That sounds wrong. Yeah, the first one did him dirty. Then the second one he said wasn't that bad.
I mean, I guess you got like your body has to be acclimated to create the antibodies and shit in the cells that can fight it off. So of course you got it. Something's gonna happen, But from what I'm hearing, the side effects are just too strong, bro. Them bitches are just too strong. Niggas are dying apparently. Healthy people, from what I'm hearing, from what I'm understanding. A doctor took it and she died. Did y'all see that one? Y'all see that?
No, I did not. But
Yeah. A doctor took that shit and she passed off of it. It's just, I want to take it, but I don't know. I haven't gotten COVID at all this whole time. COVID's been going on. I may have gotten it back in January before, lockdown and shit happened. I was very, very sick when I came home from that tournament. All the nasty ass Smash players were there. So I may have could have got it from one of them. But,
you may have gotten something, but it may not have been COVID from them.
Yeah, so I don't know what it was, but I did feel like shit a bit after that. But I don't know. I want to take it, but I don't want to. They offered it to me at the job, Bobby, but nobody ever.
yeah.
They didn't come up to me about it. They didn't come up to me about it. I said yeah, but they didn't come up to me about it. So I don't know.
I want to take it. I don't really want to risk it because honestly, my body's never been introduced to it as far as I know. But then again, they do say that some people probably have been introduced to it but show 0 symptoms. But personally, I don't want to take that chance. I do have family. I don't want to risk that because then I would spread it to them because pretty much that's the people that I live with. I see them every day.
Exactly.
So if I do get it and I still show 0 symptoms, then I can just easily pass it to them.
Exactly.
You go ahead.
There's just too many variables for me. Like, I know we're all healthy in this podcast right now. We're all healthy and all that shit. But then there's reports coming from all over, and you don't know what's real, you don't know what's fake. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, I'm proactive enough to keep myself out of harm's way.
Yeah.
I don't there's people out here that shit, the way they live, they might as well get the fucking vaccine because they're out here doing so much, whether it's voluntary or involuntarily. Sometimes it's, it's tied to their job. They may have contact with a lot of people, and then sometimes there's just people out here going to parties and shit, doing regardless, just out here just doing what the fuck they want to do. I feel like people like that, I feel like they should do it, but
Definitely should.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like mainly people that really just don't think it exists.
Yeah, that's just goofy, bro.
Most people just think it's like, oh, it's just
the proof is in the fucking pudding. Like, if people at this point,
they have literal, they have like
yes, people are saying dying from the fucking Death Note, nigga. Like, come on, bro. This shit is real. Like, come on now. If this shit wasn't real, you think come on, bro. There's too much shit going on for these people to be so selfish and self-centered to think this shit is just fabricated.
Because they really think that I get it and everything. Quarantine can really drive you crazy. I get it.
Oh, of course.
Honestly, I get tired of sitting up in my house all the time and it gets boring. But it's your life versus you having like 10 minutes of fun.
Exactly.
You need to reevaluate if you really want to sacrifice your life over 10 minutes of fun.
Like, everybody, you want to go out, do some things, yada, 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 go out and, live your life and shit. But like you said, a few moments of, like, euphoria compared to you potentially losing your life or, linking that shit to somebody else in your family, bro. I can't do that. Like, I can't fuck with that. There's so much bullshit. Like, you got, like, it's just hard to explain. You gotta be, in times like these, you can't be thinking just solely on yourself, bro.
Well, that's pretty much what everybody's about now.
It's just, I don't know. How you feel about that, Ryan? Hello?
Good talk.
I don't know. I think people are. I mean, you still see, like, especially like last year, when everything was shut down, people were still going out on, like, spring break and stuff.
Ooh, man, Bobby, there was so many. There were so many coworkers we had. Remember the twins we used to work with?
Yeah.
Them niggas went to Florida. They were in Florida. It was just they were all in Florida, no mask, out here in spring break, out here getting ratchet as fuck, posting that shit on Facebook and everything. Everybody back in Lebanon was looking at her posts like, is this nigga serious, bro? What is this? She came back, man. I think one of them got it. One of them had got it, and the other one just stayed away.
They did.
So
it was like one of them got it, and the other one just pretty much stayed away.
Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. What do you expect? What do you expect? It was just like the dumbest shit. That's like, how do you give yourself a mix-up, nigga? Stay home. It's like, come on, bro. It's not like you're like 90, nigga. This could be my last spring break. I gotta go out there, gotta get in that water, play around, touch that sand. I gotta do something with my life before I kick the bucket. Nigga, you 23, bro.
All that, and it was pretty much almost.
It was damn near automatic. Automatic.
But why?
Cause I don't know. It was automatic. Automatic.
The thing is, people need to just pretty much develop that sense of patience now. It's like most Americans are accustomed to just staying inside.
But
yeah,
we either have our phone and then we go out.
To speak to that into, like, because I went to California in November, and I think there's definitely a difference between still traveling but being responsible.
Of course, I'm sure you weren't out here just doing all this goofy shit. I'm sure you
weren't over there licking counters and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, we had our group of 9 out there, and we just pretty much, if we did anything, it was just with us, and we pretty much didn't go anywhere besides some places, and then just stayed in.
Yeah, there's the difference.
Nice weather.
There's the difference. You went out there with your 9 people, and you did that shit with your 9 people. You did that shit with your group. You went out there and did what y'all had to do and had fun with yourselves. Y'all confirmed. Y'all stayed, that y'all didn't have it. Y'all stayed vigilant still, and y'all kept it, you kept it clean. These niggas went to the fucking beach. There was hundreds of them. Not 9. There were hundreds of them on the fucking beach.
Even when we went to the beach, we tried to stay as far away from people as
exactly
possible.
Like, these motherfuckers were just like all bunched up, and then as soon as that shit happened, there was reporters out there in Florida where they went, and then a week later, all you saw was Overwatch hit markers. Like, damn, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one, another elimination. Like, come on, bro, what the fuck you expect? Goofy? Look, come on, bro. And I'm not, and like I said before, I'm not here like, if you want to go travel and do your thing, of course, but you gotta do it responsibly.
Yeah, and like that's the thing too, because at a
Mocha.
certain point, like fun is fun, but do you really think that you have to do it a specific way? You can always find new ways to have fun.
Exactly. Nowadays, we gotta get creative. You see, everything else has been getting creative at the risk of, at the price of us losing money Everything else is adapted. We probably spent more money now that COVID's going on, bro. If these corporations and shit can get creative and crafty with how we spend our fucking money on them, we should do the same way with our fucking time and safety. It's not that hard,
right.
bro. It's for real, bro.
All these places are developing like streaming services just so we can watch movies instead of going to the movie.
Exactly. If they're doing this shit to keep us inside, why the fuck are we still trying to do shit outside? And it's like when people are out here trying to like protest fucking movie theaters to go back to max capacity. Like, I understand these companies and shit are losing money and they can't, they can't just up and make their own streaming service. These are like regular ass movie theaters, bro. Sometimes they're mom and pops. Motherfucker, they gonna have like 8 seats gapped out, between each other and shit. If you want to come and watch a movie, go ahead. But they're still, at the end of the day, they're losing a fucking profit, and you're just being selfish as fuck to ignore whatever the fuck's going on. Like, come on, bro. It's
Well, I do remember, actually, I'm not gonna lie, I did pull that mistake. I did go to the movie theater, but the way they had did it was they spaced it out.
Yeah.
So like everybody was feet like a seat or like 2 seats away from me.
exactly.
So like I actually thought that was fine and everything. And honestly, when the movie was over, everybody would be courteous with it and like wait for the next group of people, stay spaced out, and keep all that going. Like I actually thought it was going pretty well with that, but I guess not because they're back to being closed.
Oh, they're closed again?
I'm pretty sure
Marcus?
they're closed again. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're closed again. Usually, whenever I drive past it, it's just like nobody's in a parking lot.
They probably
Maybe
got
some-
limited ass hours. If not, they probably are closed. Honestly,
either early in the morning or whatever.
it needs to be closed.
Okay, so then let me ask you a question because I know your guys' opinion on this, but just kind of the same frame of mind because I know what some people's talking points were about it. What was your view on the protesting with that?
The protesting
because everything that's happened over the last year.
Oh,
Because some people argued that it was hypocritical because everybody was so close, even if they did have masks on.
I mean,
So do you think that changes because of like voluntary mask wearing?
Are you saying protesting like in protesting mask wearing or just protesting like
No, just protesting in general.
Oh, okay.
shit. I feel
Everything that we've had over the last year.
Peaceful protesting to me is okay.
Well,
but
that's not the question. That's not the question. It's not about whether protesting is good or bad. It's
the
whether or
protesting
not
in
with
general.
COVID.
Yeah, with everything that's going on, is it allowed? Like, I feel like, okay, with all the shit that was going on, it's like 50-50, honestly. Now, with all the shit that was going on, I felt like we had to.
Yeah.
I felt like we had to. Like, there was.
Do you think it was irresponsible because of COVID though? If you can look back at it.
Once again, I had to say it was 50-50, bro. Like, if you're gonna, protest, obviously with everything that was going on, we couldn't keep it organized the whole time, we couldn't keep this shit, the right way 100% of the time. The most we could do was really wear our masks and, and do what we could the most, orderly way we could, possible. But it was just like, yeah, there's too many niggas out here doing this shit, and then all this shit's going on. We had to make our voice heard in some way, type of fashion. Like, it was just like basically being on the internet 100%. It wasn't gonna be enough. So in an instance like that, I feel like it's something we had to do.
Yeah, I respect that. I just wanted to know, just following your thought logic, if it applied the same way.
Yeah, it's like, of course we know we're protesting, and there's too many niggas in one area. That's bad. Of course it is. It's we're out here saying that we don't want these people being on the beaches and shit, all this shit without masks. I mean, maybe they do have masks on. There's still too many people in one area, but it's just like, some of that shit just has to, it may have went to the the wayside. It just had to. Something had to be done. There was just too much shit going on. So there's instances like that. You can cut a little bit slack. People can be they have their their limits and shit like that. Maybe you could protest I don't know how much different you do it with all the people in one area. I don't fucking know. A bubble, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. But you know, hopefully the people that did go out and protest, you know, not too many people got sick. Shit, I really didn't hear much reports from that, honestly. But there were, outside of the reports of people getting shot and shit, you know, I felt there were probably more reports of that than COVID. But I don't know. It was just a very crazy year leading up to 2021. That's all I got to say. Anything else to touch on that, Bobby?
Okay, so then when you say it that way, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Honestly, protesting the way that people have been, well, pretty much the protesting y'all are talking about. I'm not really exactly familiar with any other protests besides pretty much the Capitol Hill raid, honestly, off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
But really, when it comes to protesting, and honestly, I know we have the whole pandemic going on, but really, people are going to read messages, but in order for our voice to actually be heard and everything, they need to really know, like in person.
Mm-hmm. People aren't going to give so much attention to some text. People got to be up in your fucking...
Really think a tweet, like, honestly, I'll admit, some people's tweets do have influence, like our former president.
Mm-hmm.
His tweets had influence. Elon Musk, his tweets got influence.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to like,
you must be one of them low IQ kind of niggas.
Listening, I really do think that the protest would have actually been honestly a necessary thing.
Mm-hmm. You say it again.
Like, say I'm mad about something.
Yeah, I dropped a drop. You talked about Trump, and when I guess the drop was too loud, so I couldn't hear what you said.
Former president. Why did you choose the drop?
Nah, the drop was because he was. I said he was a low IQ ass nigga. So, yeah, and then the drop was so long I couldn't hear what you said, but I heard a little bit of it. But yeah, keep going, bro.
I was on like when I said it, but like pretty much what I was saying is like really it could be a necessary thing because really me saying one thing online, making a tweet about something, is gonna have people talking, but it's really not gonna bring any action. So honestly, at that point, a protest would actually be kind of no other thing to go to.
There's no other way, bro. There was just too much shit. Too much shit. Now, an example of a protest, quote unquote, that wasn't that didn't go well, that wasn't, rooted in good intentions was the fucking riot, like you said earlier. That wasn't even a fucking protest. That was a Rainbow Six Siege match. The fuck that
like for real, if they're there, they already had pipe bombs and everything. So really, honestly,
exactly,
in my opinion,
premeditated as fuck.
They were already gonna do this. So like, that's just wild.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know, but
I just realized that.
Oh shit. Going on to the next question, we got the Pokemon remakes, and let's just lump all this into one thing. The Pokemon remakes. We got Pokemon Diamond and Pearl getting their remakes finally since 2007. We're also getting a an open world prequel, Pokemon Arceus. That shit's gonna be fire. Also, Zelda's anniversary was last year, was it this year? And they did fucking nothing.
Wasn't it like mediocre? I think
all they did was release a game that we didn't really ask for. We were looking for a new, basically a word for Breath of the Wild 2, something, gameplay maybe, something. Talk about this shit. They treated it like Metroid. We didn't get a damn thing. So it's just
working on the Metroid game for like.
I don't. They've been working on that shit since my balls dropped. I don't know what the fuck. But back to the Pokemon. The community is not the community is not fucking with it for some reason. There's a lot of people that aren't fucking with the remakes. I don't see why. For Ryan, for your information, to bring you into the scope of things. So this game dropped. The original games dropped in 07 for the fucking DS. We've been asking for a remake of these games. For a lot of people in my generation, we started off with Diamond and Pearl. Me personally, I started off with the first one, but a lot of people started with Diamond and Pearl, and we're just now getting a remake. The art style doesn't look like the new Pokemon, which is basically open world, full body character models, and all that shit. It's more reminiscent to how the games, how the old Pokemon games look, right, Ryan? Like they look like sprites and shit. They're basically they're the sprites, but they're brought to life in a 3D model. So it kind of looks like it still has the same layout as the old Pokemon games, but it's just like 3D now. And I didn't see a problem with it.
I don't. I think it's perfectly fine. You just pretty much fans are just nitpicking about it. There's nothing really wrong with it. Look, we got what we wanted. You should be happy at that. They're just doing something completely different from what they usually do. So what's the problem with that?
Yeah, when people just love the direction of the new Pokemon game so much, they just wanted to see that, but with Diamond and Pearl.
I bet some of them bought Let's Go, the Let's Go games.
I wasn't fucking with that at all.
Look, the thing is, for real, I got it just as a placeholder because I was waiting for the next Pokemon game. I already knew it was a placeholder game, but it already looked like a placeholder.
Yeah,
really,
it was a tech demo, honestly.
I get the Pokeball with it. I got the Switch that has Eevee and Pikachu on it.
I
was feeling it for a minute there. I started playing it, then realized it was mediocre.
Mediocre. I'll cut that some slack. Honestly, all that game was a tech demo. They gave us something to hold us over for the next Pokemon game. I think it was even at a reduced price, if not mistaken. But it was like, okay, so this is a new console. We're no longer, hampered and held back by the handhelds, hardware. We have an actual console to work with now. So let's show them something, a little taste of what the future could hold. They gave us Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. A lot of, I didn't fuck with it. I didn't like what the game, what the game represented. It was just too different for me. And then, in came Sword and Shield, and then, if people, liked how that looked, basically they got that times 10 and all that.
Yeah.
So with what the fuck they're doing with the remakes, they don't understand how shit works, honestly. It's like, first of all, they would have to basically recreate that whole game into its own, like basically turn that into Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yeah, that's pretty much like what they would do, like how they did actually that's probably a terrible comparison. I was gonna say like Heart Gold and stuff. Probably a terrible
that's a lot easier, because all that was making new sprites, new tile work, new sprite work and shit, and then just updating the look of the game, and then there you go. They didn't have to create a whole new three-dimensional fucking world for all this shit.
Personally, how do you think it would be like you have you have, if you already did like Giratina, like how they did the little Giratina world thing where they
the distortion world, yeah,
whatever that stuff was called. Dang.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I want to see what that's like in the game.
That would be. I feel like, okay, what you saw in the 2D version is basically be the same thing you saw in this one, but just updated. Maybe
you already know they're gonna change a few things.
Of course.
Usually happens whenever they remake a game.
Yeah.
They're gonna change a few things in it.
But what I'm getting at is why are like the community that's hating on the game is just, it's rooted in all the wrong places. It's just unrealistic is what I'm saying. They're hating on the game so like for no fucking reason. Like, are you gonna expect these motherfuckers like get this like there's a base game. They basically want them to make Sword and Shield Part 2, but with Sinnoh. You know how much fucking time that I don't know how long Sword and Shield was in development, but they wanted them to do that shit twice.
Nah, I'm good. Like, give me whatever they just put out. Like,
exactly.
I think it's fine.
Like, people need to remember this isn't a mainline game. This is a remake. Like the same thing with the Resident Evil franchise and shit. They updated it. They basically made it more modernized. They put their little shit into it. They basically ported over what happened on the PlayStation 1 and put it on the PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox. Here you go. They didn't try to turn it into like some whole new fucking... They did what they're supposed to do, and people were okay with
I
that.
mean, really, they don't even have to remake it. They just chose to do it just because people were asking for it. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
fine, we'll do it.
Out of all the games, that was the one that was next in line. We got Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And I haven't even played that yet, and that was pretty nice.
Oh, I have. I loved it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's only right, and that was basically set in the same art style X and Y was. It was the same.
So
it was
really what I do say is like, give it a chance. Don't really nitpick about it. You can hate it, but we already know you're gonna buy it. Like, you can't fool me.
Oh, of course.
I said I wasn't gonna buy Eevee or Pikachu. What did I do? I bought it.
Bought
I even
that
bought
shit.
The Switch. I even bought
The Switch looked nice.
Yes, it does. Also, a little docking port for it too. It has Eevee and Pikachu on it. But honestly, really, you could really just get a sticker and put it on there, and it'll be the same.
And that's what I told Isaac. That's what I told Isaac. This nigga Isaac said he wanted to cop a Animal Crossing Switch. I'm just like, nigga, what does this Switch give you that's different from any other Switches? The fucking dock just has a sticker on it.
It's pretty much the aesthetic of it, but even then, really,
are the fucking the what you call them, the little controllers, are they different in any way? I know the fucking Pokemon ones are like, the Joy-Cons look different for the Pokemon one. Yeah, I'm talking about for any other one, for the Animal Crossing one.
I do think they do that, like, exclusively. Usually whenever they have a console like that, they will change the Joy-Con colors to match the color scheme of a game, or whatever the layout of the console is. Which I still think is cool, but even then, Nintendo fixed your Joy-Con like connecting.
This shit is fucking like, drifting.
I can't be playing a game midway and then next thing you know, Joy-Con slides out and I'm dropping my Switch combo. Fix that, please.
Animal Crossing Switch. Isaac, what you got to say about it? Okay, so the Animal Crossing Switch is light blue.
The Animal Crossing Switch is painted. It's not the Monster Hunter Switch. Is the one I was talking about getting.
Oh, okay. Damn, okay, shit. You should have said something. But yeah, the Monster Hunter Switch. The Monster Hunter.
Wise man never said nothing at all.
Head ass. The Monster Hunter Switch and the Super Smash Bros. Switch. They're basically paying more for just a sticker. I know the Smash Bros. Switch.
Smash Bros. One, like red and blue or something like that.
That's the regular Switch colors, and then with the fucking the little Switch, the little Super Smash Bros. Logo on it. Ain't nothing different. Nobody fucking cares about that shit. All it is a fucking sticker. I'm good. I can go do that shit myself and say it's a collectible, and nobody will be the wiser.
Not in the original.
I mean, really, pretty much majority of times I see a lot of people actually go on Etsy or whatever you pronounce it to get like custom things done.
Yeah.
It's like you can do that for like Game Boys and stuff. People make custom shells just for consoles and
for real. And you could probably go fuck around and do that. Probably find some packaging. I don't know. Go ask your cousin that bought it, so you can get his box from him and do my nigga. I don't know, but you know, I think that's a whole other discussion. Nintendo needs to have a better incentive.
Like, even then, I'm still really glad that I bought this Switch with the Eevee.
That one looks fire. I will say that one looks fire. Yeah. What do you think about it, Levi? Oh my god, this nigga Levi. I'm sorry, Ryan. Do you think that the Pokemon fans are ungrateful?
Portion.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, honestly, you have to weigh the balance of ungratefulness versus money grab.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, do you think that it is a money grab? And I mean, each person has to ask that for themselves. And if you feel it is, then maybe you're justified in you being upset. But if not, then I think you're just being ungrateful.
Yeah, it's just like, I would say it was, if they did this shit and we weren't asking for this game for years, then I'd say it would be money grabbing. But as a level-headed American, a level-headed taxpayer, I understand how what this what we got. I was hoping for maybe a little bit on the side of the open world type thing, but once I saw it, just like, okay, it makes sense. It's actually a breath of fresh air. It's very nostalgic to see the old Pokemon layout in 3D because we haven't seen that in a minute. And it's just people don't understand that at all. So I don't know. I think it's plausible. I think it makes sense to me. People, Pokemon fans, Dragon Ball Z fans, a lot of these fans are super fucking ungrateful, and
What's wrong with people expecting them to have their remastered game like the new game?
It's just unrealistic.
How's that unrealistic thing?
They'd basically have to make a whole nother
remake.
They'd have to basically
in the same form of the new game.
They would have to.
Resident Evil 2 remake is a completely different game than the original Resident Evil 2.
I know. I already talked about that. I talked about that. Yeah. But it's like it's already a standing like. It's not too far off. Plus the games are actually short as fuck. But it's just like it's not that far off from what the fuck we've already seen. That layout's already that layout and that whole what the fuck Resident Evil 2 remake and Resident Evil 3 remake is already that's nothing out of the fucking ordinary. We've already seen that. We've already seen that we've already seen Resident Evil in that type of perspective like before from 4 onward. It's nothing really new. It's just they did that. They built the world up. It's not an open world game as well. It's just like a fucking corridor. Once you beat that level, here comes the next one. They basically just create these fucking corridors, hallways, and these areas, and there you go. They wanted Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, but Sword and Shield. They wanted to create what the fuck Diamond and Pearl was, create that all the way, and rebuild everything into Sword and Shield, basically. And that I don't know how long Sword and Shield took to make, but for a remake, I don't think they're gonna put that much fucking effort into it. Hell no. Hell no.
I mean, honestly, it would have been great.
If there was a remaster, I would agree with you. But a remake means they completely rebuild the game.
They're not doing that shit. Plus they made Arceus. They're already working on that. They're not gonna do that shit twice. 3 times because you're gonna release 2 versions of it.
Usually, whenever, in my opinion, whenever they make a Pokemon game, I really think they're doing this whole trend with it when it comes to a filler. So usually, one game is gonna be a filler, then the next one that's coming out, the main one, that's the one people are gonna want because you're gonna play this one, and then about time they're done with it, they're gonna release this next big one, and then that's really gonna draw the people in.
Yeah,
because still, I'm gonna keep using Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee. I'm gonna use that. That's pretty much the filler to the main game.
What are you gonna say,
Does
Ryan?
That make you mad as a fan?
Me?
Yeah, that they just make filler games.
Like, really? No, I don't have to buy it. I could really just wait. Really, it's their choice to do this. It's like, honestly, I'm actually happy with it because then, like, I get to experience a story that they took the time to make. Even if it's BS, I get to experience it. No, I get to experience it. Sometimes they do introduce new mechanics.
Yeah.
I actually do enjoy that. Like, it's okay with me. I'm okay with it. Like, I don't feel one way or the other really about it. I'm just really okay with it.
So you see how they remade The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, right?
Link's Awakening, yeah. That's basically the same thing, but in 3D.
So, are they keeping the Switch version of this Pokemon game 2D sprites?
It's not 2D sprites. It's basically exactly how Link's Awakening is. They took it from sprites and made the sprite 3D, but it's basically the same game per se in 3D.
But didn't Link's Awakening add like more content?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they probably add more content in this one too. They did the same thing with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. There's a lot more content in those games.
You can create your own dungeon in Link's Awakening and play on other people's.
Well, of course, they're not gonna just like copy and paste and buy this shit. Pokemon has always added more content into the remakes. Heart Gold, Soul Silver has some interesting shit. You could go into like some weird ass shit called the Sinjo Ruins and meet Arceus. You couldn't do that shit in old Gold and Silver. But it's just like, there's a lot of cool things you could do. There's the Sinnoh legendaries. They popped up in that game. They gave away a lot of cool shit. And there was a lot of shit that was thrown into that game. So, knowing Pokemon's track record, there's, people can be mad about how the game looks, but you already know they're gonna stuff this shit with more content than what there was originally in the original games. You can.
The one thing I will say.
You say what? Hold on, hold on, Bobby. What'd you say, Isaac?
So let's add more Pokemon.
They're gonna add more Pokemon and more shit.
I mean, Pokemon
if they
is the
did
same
that, they're gonna do what they
each
did
and
in
every
the whatchamacallit game.
every Pokemon game plays the exact same way.
Really, yes, it
You
does.
get the 4 turn, you get the 4 moves your Pokemon can do.
No, of course, but that's why they
It's
add
the
more
same
things into the remake that there
generic
was in the
story
original game.
Were you hunting some pseudo legendary?
I don't know.
And save the day.
Okay, but
Pokemon's gameplay. You want to talk about gameplay that needs a redesign? Is that?
hey, niggas still fuck with it. But what I'm saying is the I don't know, the people that are bashing the shit just purely of how it looks is just uncalled for. Is I understand there's other games that may do other shit, but that's just unrealistic, my nigga. They're making three fucking games essentially, and I'm sure they're already.
What do you expect from a child's game?
For real.
Like, that's what it's meant.
I mean,
That's
there's that too.
That excuse doesn't stand. Child's game.
How not?
Pokemon transcended that. They transcended
that.
that from the Game Boy. Pokemon's not just a child's game anymore. It's like saying Mario just a child's game.
That's the primary crowd that they target.
The primary crowd for Pokemon is not children. If it would be, then they wouldn't have put it.
Okay,
Pokemon
so
would have been on every type of console.
Explain that region. Like, literally, they added all these dance moves and Z moves, even sold merchandise for it.
And tons of they sold the merchandise. Little kids can't buy merchandise. Grown people bought all that merchandise. There's whole Twitch channels dedicated to open Pokemon card packs. Pokemon's not just a little kid's game. So you act as if the cards aren't based off of the game.
No, of course it is.
So they're the same vein. They're the same thing. There's the card game, and then there's the video game. You can't tell me a person only plays the card game and doesn't play the Pokemon video games.
I play the card game for Yu-Gi-Oh! And don't play the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game.
I said Pokemon. We're not on Yu-Gi-Oh!
Even then, it's still the same thing. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has games, and it's a card game just the same as Pokemon.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Has games, so you should never play Duel Links.
I didn't say I didn't play it. I did play it.
That's the game, right? So you've played the Yu-Gi-Oh! Games.
The thing is, I never said I didn't.
But you said you played the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, but don't play the games. You just said you didn't.
Don't play the games.
But you played Duel Links.
The thing is, I can say I don't play something, but then I never said I didn't. I never played it. Like, I never said the words, I have never played a Yu-Gi-Oh! I never played a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. Like, I've never said those words.
Sick. Ew.
The card game is actually drastically different from the actual game.
Hey, all I got to say...
Pokemon's a 1-for-1.
Whoa! No, it's not.
Anyway. I don't
that is... No, nah. Pokemon, the card game, Pokemon, the video game, there's so much shit going into the card game.
It's just, like... Really, the one thing I will say, actually... is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Games, I would assume, would have to follow the same rules as
Now, for the thing, like the card game and for the most part, the video games and the card games operate the same way. There's no different, differentiation between the two. Pokemon, that's a big ass change. Like, there's at its core, yes, they're battling each other with fucking Pokemon and shit, the same moves and shit, but to do that shit is just, you just go around a whole different, it's really that's where it changes the mechanics.
Or just operates entirely different.
Yeah, but I wanted to go back. I just wanted to say, like, their expectations were a little too high, considering they're making 3 other fucking games. They're making 3 games, and who knows if they're working on Pokemon Sword, whatever's the next mainline game after Sword and Shield. Who knows if they're doing that, and who knows if they're doing more content for Sword and Shield. Who fucking knows? But for them to expect Pokemon Diamond and Pearl as Sword and Shield while they're making another one, Arceus, it didn't make sense to me.
Can Capcom was working on 3 different Resident Evil games.
That's
making it on
Capcom.
Their remake.
That's Capcom.
So Capcom's bigger than Nintendo.
That's just Capcom. They have different things to do. Plus,
So
you're comparing Game Freak to Capcom.
I'm comparing a developer working on multiple games, working on
That's
working
their
on a remake.
workload. Whatever they're working on is whatever they're working
And
on.
Nintendo's clearly bigger than Capcom.
But they have different groups working on different games.
You can't be out here just white knighting for Nintendo.
I'm not white knighting. I'm just saying, like, why would you expect, my nigga? Like, they're making that shit. They're working on Arceus. That's not even a complete game. They just showed you how the shit looked, and then they made the fucking. They already basically completed the fucking remake. Whatever Capcom did, that's Capcom. They have that's a bigger team. First of all, Nintendo itself doesn't make Pokemon. They have.
Bigger than Nintendo.
I'm talking about the team that's working on the games. Obviously, Nintendo's bigger than
a bigger team when they got 3 different games being developed at the same time, and 2 of them are remakes.
What does that have to do with anything?
You the one that says a bigger team.
It's a bigger team. They're a bigger team.
All these people are broken down. These people own these like different games. You just busting out facts. It's not even facts. You don't even know if that's true.
It is. You can go look it up right now.
If I look it up and you wrong, then what?
Go look, nigga. They had to outsource to Game Freak, to where Nintendo themselves don't make that game. They have to outsource to Game Freak. And Nintendo themselves are not busy enough to make that shit. They go to Game Freak to make those games. Capcom themselves, is it Capcom Europe or some shit that makes Resident Evil? Nintendo does not have, like, they don't have an in-house. They go out and find other people to make those games, my nigga. I appreciate you, Mocha Panda, for watching.
No problem.
Head ass.
Okay.
Okay, are we having this little awkward silence?
I guess he's searching up the workforce.
I'm still gonna. I'm gonna bring back.
As of 2019, they had 143 people working on Pokemon. And let me look at Capcom. I gotta see which Capcom makes the Resident Evil games real quick.
I think it's Europe.
Well, I'm gonna quickly bring up the topic we were actually having.
Yes, sir.
Part of the topic we were actually having. The one thing I will say is actually when it comes to competitions and stuff, adults usually do tend to jump in on them.
Of course.
Because Pokemon does hold competitions, and so does Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, of course.
They usually do that, and honestly, it's not uncommon to see kids having these $100 cards. It's not uncommon at all.
Oh, of course.
It happens. Like, honestly, playing games, you can go to Vintage Stock. That's a place that I get all my stuff from. It's not all my stuff, but most of my stuff from. And kids do go there just to buy Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Magic cards. I do like Magic cards for the art. That artwork is
But like, you know, Pokemon at its core, of course, aims towards children. But anything past that, of course, there's, like, you know, tournaments. There's a lot of hidden shit that goes past children. Of course, you know, adults still play this shit. So I can see where both of you guys are coming from. It's just like, you can go.
As a kid, you pretty much get into these things, and that's really how it started off to me. And I actually found it really enjoyable.
Yeah,
that's why I'm a fan of it now, because when I was a kid, I got introduced to this stuff, and I actually was like, wow, this is fun.
Yeah, so the nostalgia just, you know, it kept you playing, you know, and they kept evolving as you got older. Yeah. Same thing.
That's pretty much what it is to me now.
Yeah, did you find your answer, Isaac?
I just found the answer for overall Capcom employees.
No. Anyway, that small, it was like it's Lebanon working, like half of Lebanon working on fucking Pokemon. Anyway, on to the next question. Since Chris isn't here, we do have Isaac. We're gonna go ahead and hop into the first initial question we had. Mississippi is banning trans athletes in female sports. A lot of people aren't feeling the move. Others, have different stances on it. Isaac, you go first.
Oh Lord, here we go.
I go first. I think it's a fantastic move that makes complete and utter sense to me. You can't have a nigga that went to puberty as a nigga competing with women that went to puberty as a woman when they have two completely different bone structures and muscle structures. And especially if they don't even get the operations done. I mean, you see what happened when you seen the trans athlete that was taking testosterone shots that was competing against the women.
Yeah, they were getting blown out the water.
Was undefeated for like 3 years straight in that little state, in that little wrestling.
Was it wrestling? Yeah, man.
And then there was the transgender man or a woman to man to woman in the handball league.
In the what league?
Handball, professional handball.
The fuck is handball?
So dominant that they just outright banned them.
Really? Damn.
Her up out of there.
Handball.
And then there was the dude that was trying to make a point. Being transgender that identified as a woman and then broke all the women weightlifting records. Imagine if you have a daughter that competes and trains every day in the particular sport, and then you just have
and Isaac pops up.
You have LeBron transitioning to a woman, and he hops in that sport, and he just shatters all the records in there because he's already got the body of a man, but he's taking the hormones of a woman.
Yeah.
What type of sense does that make?
Yeah, I agree with what you said. It's just like a lot of people are bashing Mississippi for doing this. I feel like, I don't think there's any hate in in the decision he made. I don't know why they're trying to cancel the dude or whatever, but he's not even really involved. He's just a nigga that just, here you go. We're going forward with this. But it's just like they're doing it to protect the women that are in the sport, Like if we were like what Isaac just said, if you're out here already doing what you do, you're already dominant in your own sport, and then you decide to transition over, and how do people view you after that? Especially like a combat sport, damn near a contact sport. Like it's just not fair. It's just not fair at all. There was I saw a video of this MMA fighter. They had transitioned over, and they started, they went fighting, and dude was just out here just doing his thing. Dude was just out here beating ass. And I'm just like, I couldn't give the man, I couldn't give her I couldn't give him the respect. Like it's just not there for me, You see where I'm coming from, y'all?
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just, I don't know. There's like the weightlifting thing he brought up, and it was more of like he said, it was more of just like them just going out and doing it. I identify as this, so I'm gonna go and do this. And he went there and did their thing, and record after record, gone. Like I was talking about earlier, I was on Facebook and I saw a video. I'm just like, ooh, first woman, doing all these records and shit. I'm like, all right, let me watch this. Okay. She getting it in. Then they went deeper and they said, this, and then I'm looking at it. I'm just like, I don't know. There's nothing like I'm not trying to like mark down what they do. Yeah, I'm not trying to down them or mark down what they do. It's just like it's just not fair. They don't have the given tools that we have. It's just not fair at all. And then there's people that literally a year ago. They just start transitioning over and they just hop on the track and they just start fucking people up. And then, like, people, and I know these women are out here just, you know, trying their hardest, tooth and nail, out here training day in and day out. Whatever what they do, they're passionate about it. And to see somebody go out there and do that, it's just I can't back that. So, and then half the time people be getting fucking hurt. Isaac brought up the woman that was out here doing the wrestling. Man, you should have. Levi, I keep calling this nigga Levi. Ryan, Bobby, you gotta go see. You gotta go see some of them shits, man. You gotta go see some of them shits. You gotta go see some of them shits, dude. My bad. She was out here.
I was a dude.
She went out there and was out here fucking laying the fuck.
A woman transitioning into a man.
She was out here putting down the fucking smackdown, and you could see like you just see how they like after the women got up and lost. After they lost, you could just see like the frustration with them. They're just like they just didn't, you know, they shook their hands and shit, you know, and they walked off. You could feel it in the air, bro. And it's just like, you get, like, for me, man, you get no clout for me for that, man. You really don't. I feel like it's just people do this shit just to get them some accolades, and it's sad that they see it as it's so easy for them to just go and do this shit, and it's just like why, you know? It's not. I don't back that at all.
Yeah,
you know,
honestly, I don't really back it either. I just personally don't think it's fair because, like, pretty much, I think we did talk about this earlier. Pretty much going back to like the times where you were in school, the physical requirements for things are obviously different. It's like you fight for equality, but really, like, at the end of the day, I'm sorry, men have the advantage when it comes to physical activities, in my opinion.
Yeah, most of the time,
really,
yes.
It's not fair. It's not fair to females when it comes to competition. For a man that transition to just hop right into their
yeah.
But it's just not fair for them.
Women have fought for so much of their own shit since the beginning of everything, right?
Yeah, the thing is, I'm not trying to like downplay what a woman's capable of. They're capable just as much, but it's just like, as a man, I already know males usually have like the superior advantage when it comes to,
of course,
anything athletic. There we go.
Basically, yeah. And it's just and like I said earlier, women have fought for so much shit, and you know they have finally, and you think they have, you know, they have their own thing, and they're like their little like sect of sports, the WNBA, all that. And if a man were to just come in and just take that away from them, like, come on, bro. I can't, like, it's just not right. Like, I want to see some shit like that happen with the WNBA. I want to see somebody, I'm sure somebody from the fucking, like, retired can probably come back, you know, get back in shape or some shit, and just, you know, just do what they need to do and become a fucking legend of the WNBA. It's just not fucking right, bro. They not trying to talk shit about the WNBA, but they can barely dunk on the fast break. And this nigga coming down the lane with tomahawks, reverse windmill jams and shit. Come on, you can't even defend that. What the fuck? Like, come on now. I'm averaging 90 a fucking game. Like, come on now, bro. There has to be some type of regulations about it. And when people, you know, I know this is a very touchy conversation, but you know, shit like this had to be talked about. You know. If shit like this is, you know, just gets put to the wayside, and then at that point people are getting silenced just out of fear, and I'm not like that. I feel like some things need to be spoke about, some things need to be regulated, and this is one of those things. If I were to ever have a daughter and Isaac just comes out one day and just, you know, Isaac's son, Isaac Jr. comes out, and you know, I'm gonna start playing basketball or volleyball, and this nigga jumping out the gym, dunking on, putting his ass on my fucking daughter's neck and shit. No, bro, I'm gonna go beat this nigga ass, bro. I'm gonna be like, there's like, come on, bro. And like, I'm sure the women that were involved, there was a
they feel some way about
there was a whole there's this one girl, she was out here, it was cross country, no, it was track, and she came out and she made like a whole video about it. She was just like, this, that, this, and that, but this ain't right. Like, it was just it, and then I think she got hurt or something. It was something happened. I don't know if it was cross country, but I know a woman made a video about it, and she basically came out and said that this shit ain't right and something needs to be done. Mississippi's the first one to do it. Hopefully, to some degree. I don't want them to not participate in sports. If somebody wants to participate in sports, let them do it. But I don't know. There's something that needs to be done. Mississippi they're brave to do it.
Really, what would you do? Because, like, honestly, if they start banning transgender,
that's a problem itself. That's a problem in itself. Yeah. But I remember
they just start doing
make them compete with their birth gender.
Yeah, I talked to Mr. Krutis about this shit when I first came to Lebanon. I was just like, if somebody that was trans were to come and want to play, what would they play on? And he just said, well, they just play as their original assigned gender, and it was.
Well, some people will find some type of awkwardness toward, like the changing room. They're gonna have their own changing room or something. Like, what's going on?
And then that just goes into a whole nother thing too, because men, if that were to happen,
nigga change in the bathroom. What you mean?
No, I'm just saying, like, they transferred over and they transitioned over, right? But you still gotta compete with us, right, Isaac? And he has to do that shit. That's just, not everybody's gonna see that as comfortable. Same thing with women. If I were to transition over and go into the women's locker room, I'm 9 times out of 10, nobody, not everybody in the women's locker room is gonna be okay with that. And a lot of the time, people that transition over are still, they still are interested in the opposite sex and what they were previously. They're not. They just don't. When they transition over, they don't become gay if you weren't before. You still are interested in that gender you just got assigned to. So that's a problem in itself. Some people could probably be on there on some fucking freak shit. It's just a big ass can of worms. So either way, if they gotta compete with their previous gender or not, it's gonna be a problem regardless. That's all I gotta say. Ryan, how you feel about it?
No, I pretty much agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more just balancing what's fair, what's right.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the topic like this, it's very, it pulls on those strings. Yeah, it's very, very sensitive. But I feel like stuff like this, you gotta go with like what you just said with what's right instead of what people want to hear and stuff like that. At the end of the day, bro, there's people that are in denial about shit like this. Like, honestly, I don't think if, as a parent, bro, you just can't be, you just can't be okay with that. I wouldn't accept that, especially if you're like a parent that, it's like your family thing, like, okay, I hoop, I want my daughter to hoop, I want my son to hoop, and you go and do shit like that, and then, Bronny James decides to, to do his thing, and he's just out here just, he's a top he's a top fucking recruit in women's basketball, and you're just sitting here like, damn, I was out here putting in work, fuck me, right? And it's shit like that just muddles up the whole fucking pot, so hopefully, yeah, you can go, my bad, you can go.
It's really easy in theory until you're the one competing against them.
Exactly. A lot of people, they're all like, oh, I wouldn't care about that, but until somebody just pulls the rug, a lot of people don't know how that feels. When you work so hard for something and somebody just pulls the fucking rug from under you, and when it's unexpected, it's bad enough when you see it coming, but when it's unexpected, you could be out here feeling a groove, and somebody transfers in, or just somebody just decides to do one thing, and your whole fucking dreams are just dashed, nigga, one way or another, whether it's just injury or just being outperformed, nigga. That hurts. That hurts. Especially the pride of a competitor. That hurts.
Yep. Some
people won't live that down forever. Like, come on now. Competition comes in all ways, shape, or form. But with like athletic shit, you're gonna feel that forever. And some people will feel like they'd be like a failure because they couldn't get over that hump. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just not right. I don't want anybody feeling like that, man or woman. It's just
either way. Yeah. I'm kind of looking like I'm wondering, like, are they really gonna try to find some type of compromise or something to like make this situation easier?
I don't know. I
I
hate
don't
that.
think so. Like, honestly, I know people are gonna probably just want them to just not compete.
That's
Like,
and that's
the
fucked
one
up.
thing I
That's fucked up.
do.
I don't want that to happen. I
No,
want.
to my understanding, it's gonna be you compete with with your biological.
And here's the thing, though. With that, I feel like, and I hope people aren't doing this shit. I honestly think a lot of these people are doing these transitions, or not. Some of them are actual transitions, and some of them are just people coming out saying they're this now, and they're just competing as is. I like honestly, if this brings down the amount of people that's doing it, that'd be wild as fuck. Honestly, that'd be crazy as hell. If across the board you gotta compete with your originally assigned gender, and this stuff is just it just ends up not happening in this type of like setting, that'd be fucking crazy. Because that tells you people are just doing whatever the fuck they want to do just so they can get accolades, and that's fucking crazy. That's some trashy shit, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's
I don't know. People stoop to these levels all the time.
yeah. Like instead of
Just the troll.
like
I don't know what you call it.
it's
But that's pretty much what it is.
people like there's instances of people doing some heinous shit to get the bag, and and some people do this stuff because they feel this way. That's because they they want to do this. And I'm sure there's other people that do this shit for the clout, and the people that do this shit for the clout don't have any, they get no clout from me. They get no clout. That shit ain't real, bro.
Not one.
Hell, like that shit's terrible. But moving on from that, good, we all could speak on that. I would really have to have some more people to speak on that, but we gotta move on to the next topic. Toxic gaming communities. This is more of like the question of the week. A community that you guys believe is the most toxic or is getting up there in toxicity. Ryan, would you like to go first?
Oh, you know what I'm gonna say. I'm actually gonna send a couple pictures in the chat.
So
Some stuff that I will not say.
So I'm think you're going with Rocket League is what I'm saying.
Oh, for sure.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I didn't think they were that toxic. I mean, honestly, you're more in tune with the Rocket League community than I am. Obviously, you play it more than me, so you can obviously speak from experience and shit. But shit, I didn't know Rocket League was this bad. Niggas get flamed and shit just for playing the game, doing shit that's in the fucking code. People are getting like, come on, bro. This I don't know. Move like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and I mean that's the wild thing. Like, people just need to get over it. It's literally car soccer.
Wow, black people, am I right? Yes, people really think they funny, bro.
And the other one, the dude actually says the word. But yeah, like that's honestly getting pretty common, and it's sad to see. But not even that. It's just like constant hate throughout the games, and it's like, wow. I didn't know such a simple concept game has to be one of the most hateful communities possible.
Exactly. Niggas are out here playing car soccer, and it's just like, let's just go ahead and bring that Call of Duty flavor on over here and keep it fucking moving. That's fucking wild. That's whack as fuck, though. That's wild as hell.
Yeah, I recently got notifications in the game saying that people I've reported have been banned from comms, and it's all for stuff like super racist stuff.
Shit, at least I see they're on it. A lot of games
Yeah.
I play, that shit is just like, maybe later. I'll get to that later.
Yeah, but at the same time too, people just make new accounts and then they get done with their little short 3-day ban and then they're back on it.
I wouldn't even thought, bro. Rocket League, it's like these niggas are in cars playing soccer. I mean, honestly, nothing can hide from toxicity, especially as how competitive it is. So I don't know why I'm surprised, honestly. It's just how shit is.
Yeah, people get their butt hurt whenever they start losing.
Yeah, Bobby, you got one?
Of course I do.
Hmm.
And personally, honestly, it can be toxic, and it could be a whole bunch of other things because their community is kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really gonna say the Smash community.
I was gonna say that too.
Oh, you mean the dirtiest too?
Not only do they usually have, I'm just saying, there's been a lot of Smash players who do have sexual harassment charges.
Boy, and more than harassment charges, niggas are straight up
that's-
pedophiles. Niggas are straight up pedophiles.
There's a clear video of one of them. It was a girl, and she was like flirting with like a 13-year-old or something like that. I can't remember how old he was, but I know he was underage.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very wild, and I was sitting there like, whoa, they have video of it happening too.
It's crazy that like the Smash community is toxic in like, you know, there's like speech, you know, wise, but they're just as toxic in being regular, just the nasty ass human beings too. Like I never seen so many cases across a community in my fucking life than in Smash. Women and men, like what the fuck? Like it's just both sides of the fucking spectrum. They're just rusty ass niggas. I don't know what to say over a party game, no less.
Yeah, honestly, I know they got competitions for it and everything.
Yeah,
Real, to me, it's
it got comp.
It's really that to me. It's all just.
God damn.
Like you really shouldn't even take it that serious. I'm just in it to have fun.
I remember
in it to kick on.
I remember
could be sitting there like I could be just sitting there. Just sitting there taking it seriously, leaning forward and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was just sitting like, all right, okay.
I mean, of course, you know, niggas gonna sit here and be like, it's a party game, I'm gonna throw every fucking game. Niggas gonna try, but shit, you gonna...
yeah, I try.
Yeah.
Like, I try. Like, don't get me wrong, I try, but I'm not gonna sit there and, like, go out of my way just to pull a... Is he even in here today? I can't play him in here. I'm gonna do it anyway. But, I ain't gonna pull an off-screen move and, you know, it would disappear.
Head
back later. Pro Little Mac.
Head ass. It's just, I don't know, bro. They're just, I remember I went to the fucking Cyber Lounge at Swick. These niggas was out here playing with Mr. Game & Watch doing calculations. These niggas was doing math playing this fucking game. I don't know how the fuck he got these numbers from. But this nigga was like, this nigga said the word integer. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna walk away, bro. I'm just gonna walk away, bro. At this
Smash really require all that?
Bro, he was trying to get them one hit KO hammers with the judge. With the fucking judge move with you know, with fucking Mr. Game & Watch and shit. This nigga was out here doing the math mid game, and me and Chris McKenzie was just sitting here watching. And Chris McKenzie was flaming their ass like 2 feet away. And then on top of that, it was like they were just being so rude. I asked which one was playing Bayonetta. This nigga looked at me in the corner of his eye. I'm like, bro, like I beat all you niggas asses IRL, bro. I had to do that. I was thinking like that, like it was.
Wait, they're gonna sit there and calculate. Wait, what's the probability of him actually whooping my ass?
Shit's too high. Let me just be quiet.
This was gonna be funny,
bro. It's just, and then they first of all, if you're going, y'all niggas are pedophiles. You're fucking toxic, and you smell like horse piss. Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all got it's the Smash community. They're known, bro, for smelling like fucking. They smell like a yeast infection, bro. They smell like a rusty yeast. Like if metal could have a yeast infection, that'd be them, bro. That's literally it. They smell so fucking rusty. And I think I told y'all story this before. When I went to Frosty's, they had a bunch of deodorants at the main desk just so niggas can be fresh at the hotel. And niggas weren't getting it. I knew they existed, but I had my own deodorant. Huh. Old Spice, Degree. I had two at least 3. Got my shit. These niggas is out here smelling like fucking popcorn butter and shit. Like
there's this thing called a shower, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Yu-Gi-Oh players are notorious for not taking them.
Them niggas rusty too.
I get it. You're in a whole competition and everything, but there is no excuse for smelling like ass juice.
Take a shower before competition, put on some deodorant, you're good to go.
No, niggas would be
some people do travel hours just to just to duel. I don't get it.
I mean,
I'm not
niggas.
gonna travel. I'm not gonna go a whole 2 days away just to duel.
I mean,
And then come in.
I traveled all the way from here to Chicago just to get first rounded.
That's Chicago. That's like what, 4 hours away?
Still, but it's
That
the
ain't that,
experience. You don't know,
that ain't
Bobby.
that bad.
The tournament.
That ain't that bad. I'm not going like 2
I
days
don't. You
away.
don't know,
I'm doing
Bobby.
that. That's 4. But that's just 4 hours. I can do
I,
that today.
I mean, I know people that come across. You know, I got some friends from like Atlanta and from the Bay Area. They come out and we all meet up at the tournaments and shit. I mean, if you feel like you got the clout, you got the juice. I mean, why not compete? You know, I feel like I can compete. I may lose to Koreans and other shit like that, but that's just I get to meet my friends that I don't get to meet like y'all. I get to see y'all every now and again. I get to speak to y'all too.
The thing is, you're going there for 1 day. Why don't you go for multiple days?
I go there for multiple days.
And that's what I'm talking about, though. Some of them will travel just to go 1 day, just to
I don't.
come back.
Maybe. Shit. I think they may think they bad. I mean, if the bag output compared to them spending the money to go on the trip, if the cause and effect, they weigh the losses and the gains. Shit, they might want to take the trip. Maybe like I said though.
You better be the big niggas.
I don't. Maybe they got the juice. Maybe they don't. Maybe they just want to see their friends and they just be smelly as fuck all together. I don't know. But that's always a thing. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure you got a Smash story, don't you? Like, pretty much. Actually, I'm gonna just talk about this first before I even say it. Whenever people want specific characters in it. You were talking about how a character you wanted in the game.
Yeah, no way. It's never gonna happen. They call me a dumbass piece of shit for wanting Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter in the game, and then they're in the fucking game. Continue.
The thing is, like, you can sit there and provide them a whole explanation as to why you think they could be in the game, give them their own moveset and everything, and then they're just gonna sit there like, no, that's stupid. These are people that want Goku in the game. These are people that want Master Chief in the game. Please be better not.
Shit, Master Chief has more of a chance than Goku at this point. They did deal with Nintendo. Did deal with Microsoft.
Just stop.
I don't know, Bobby.
Anyway, no, stop. No, he just gonna be another snake. It doesn't make sense.
You say that.
You're gonna mix up.
Bro, Minecraft Steve's in the game. Shut up.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You can give him an energy sword.
Stop it. No.
Ah!
No, he gonna just play like Byleth. That's all.
I don't know, bro. They can give him the energy sword or the gravity hammer. Ooh, you can have different overshields, bro, and then he can whip out the blick if he want to, but he could be like mid-range. Give him a needler. Hey, I'm telling you, it's not a bad idea. We can sit here right now. We can sit here right now and make a move list for Master Chief. We can sit and do this shit right now. It would not. It's not that. If they can make Steve from Minecraft be one of the best characters in the game, they can go ahead and throw the Chief in there, bro.
The thing is, you already said they had to pretty much rewrite the whole game in order to put one character in the game.
What you mean?
They did do it. I'll give them that. It ain't that easy just to slap this.
Of course.
Game. Did they have to rewrite the game just to even put them in the game?
No, they just basically have to be creative.
Part of the code.
Nah, just add in new people and like have different,
It don't matter. They better not put Master Chief in that game.
I don't know.
Honestly, I'm gonna talk my Switch.
Why would you not? It's he already in Fortnite.
I don't care.
That's all Fortnite is Super Smash Bros. But a shooter. Say I'm wrong.
Nope.
All Fortnite is Super Smash Bros. But a shooter.
If I can play Cortana, then yeah, I'll be fine.
You'd probably be an assist trophy or a taunt, and you probably have a different skin as one of the arbiters, bro. It's not that hard, bro. You just open your heart.
No, stop. No.
I don't know, Bobby.
No.
You sound like a hater, bro.
No.
Isaac, bro. Which one you got, bro?
No. That better not be a thing.
I would.
In your opinion, well, it could be your opinion or your experience, the most toxic gaming community.
What's the COD?
Well, that's the safe one. That's anything besides COD.
Oh, it's the only one that hires hitmen to show up at developers' houses.
Nigga, what? Huh? Huh? You run that by me again?
That's what happened back when Call of Duty used to nerf the snipers. When they nerfed the snipers in Modern Warfare, no, Black Ops 2.
Mm-hmm. They sent this nigga had an assassin pull up on his ass. That's
all the developers was getting death threats, locations dropped, people was waiting for them.
That's crazy. That's different.
I mean, COD's really the
Damn.
game for they like to SWAT a lot of streamers too.
That is true. I remember one kid got swatted and an old grown ass man got his ass put under. That's fucking crazy though. You out here getting your ass beat by a little Timmy on fucking Call of Duty. You got to go and swat his ass, bro, or DOS his ass. That's fucking crazy. You grown ass man, bro. What the fuck you like? Do you have any? Go mow your fucking lawn, bro. Like, come on. Go bring your kids to fucking school. You out here dossing little ass kids and pulling up on them and shit. What is this, Sword Art Online? The fuck? I'm gonna fight this little nigga in the fucking garage, in his garage, because, you know, he's beat my ass. The fuck out of here. Niggas are hilarious. I can't believe it. For real. That shit was dumb as fuck. This shit was dumb as hell. Boy, pulled up on his ass in the parking lot. Niggas love that show. Anyway, you guys want? Well, we'll talk about that next. We want to talk about the Grammys or nah?
I didn't watch any of them.
You didn't?
I ain't watching.
Nah. All right then. Well, we gonna go ahead and end the stream on that. This is episode 16, guys. Appreciate everybody for dropping by. Isaac, Ryan, I didn't call him Levi this time. Bobby, appreciate y'all. We'll be back here next Thursday after another 2 weeks. After another week, and we're gonna give y'all episode 17. Appreciate y'all for stopping by, everybody coming through, following and subscribing. Ryan, what you got to say before we head out?
Drink water, boys.
That's what I just did too.
I will stay hydrated.
Mm-hmm. Bobby, what you got to say?
Don't be like Smash players.
Don't be musty ass cretins. Bob,
Yeah, exactly.
Isaac, what you got to say?
Nothing.
Anyway, this is Haku Sonata. The boy hit a fucking high note. But anyway, this is your boy Haku Sonata signing out. See you niggas later. Have a good night. Peace.